Hey guys, and welcome back to Mathoculate. In this video, we're going to be looking at how to derive the quadratic formula. Now, all quadratic equations are given in the form ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, okay? And the quadratic formula is, of course, x equals minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a, okay? Now, how can we get from there to there, okay? What I'm going to do is complete the square, okay? Okay, and completing the square is a method that we use to solve quadratic equations. That's basically what all it is, really. Completing the square is what brought up the quadratic formula. That's how we first found this thing. So yeah, when we complete the square for this equation right here, well, the way we're going to do this is by first taking a factor of a out. So we get a lots of x squared plus b over ax plus c over a equals 0. Okay, then what we're going to go ahead and do is just cross off the a. Okay, when we cross off the a, we're just left with this, because 0 divided by a is just 0. Okay, so we can complete the square for this now. We take half of this number first, so x plus b over 2a squared, okay? We want to subtract the square of this number, so minus b squared over 4a squared. And then we're just adding this back on, so plus c over a equals 0, okay? Now, what we want to do is add these fractions together. So I'm just going to write this out in a different way. Don't worry if this seems confusing, it confused me at first. Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write it as plus, okay, minus b squared, okay, and now what we're going to do is we're going to find a common denominator, okay. Now, the common denominator is going to be 4a cubed, okay. You can find that by just multiplying them together. So, of course, this has to be 4a cubed, this has to be 4a cubed, so that we can go ahead and group the fractions together. So over here we need to multiply both sides by a. Over here we're going to multiply both sides by 4a squared. Okay? So when we do that, we can write this as minus ab squared, wrong pen, minus ab squared plus 4a squared c all over 4a cubed. Okay? And then we just got this part at the start. And of course that's equal to 0. Now, what we've got here, we've got this stupid algebraic fraction, frankly. What we want to do is we want to cross off these a's first, because, I mean, we can just reduce the powers of the a, because we're just factoring it out, okay? Let's just take this to 2, and let's take this to 1 to 1, okay? So we're essentially left with, and I don't like this plus very much, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace that with a minus, and I'll show you how to do that. We're left with x plus b over 2a squared. Okay? Want to turn this into a minus? Well, we can just switch the signs over here. When we switch the signs, this will just turn into a plus, so b squared. Okay? Minus, so we're switching that sign as well. 4, I said we're going to turn this into a 1, so 4ac, not a squared c, because we've just reduced it, all over, and then over here we're just writing 4a squared because, again, we've reduced it by 1. and then of course that's equivalent to 0. Now, over here we can go ahead and add this stupid algebraic fraction to both sides. So we get x plus b over 2a squared equals b squared minus 4ac all over 4a squared. Go ahead and take the square root of both sides. We get x plus b over 2a equals, and we can take the square root, so plus or minus b squared minus 4ac. Okay, that was very important, you don't miss out the plus or minus. And we can just take the square root of the denominator, no need to put the plus or minus there. We get 2a. Okay, we just need to subtract this from both sides. We get x equals minus b over 2a plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. I'm just going to put a plus there. Now we've just got to add the algebraic fractions together. We've got the common denominator already, so that's nice. Basically, we're just grouping them together at this point. So we've got x equals minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Now what do I need to do? Oh, it's just the same as that. That's how you derive the quadratic formula. I hope you enjoyed this video. Do give it a like if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.